Good morning. So it's another time for too lazy to get out of bed workouts. So let's start looking for some music. I was a little bit of a naughty girl, and I kind of went on a carb binge last week. And oh, that's funny, my phone won't turn on. Oh, gotta love that. I know, I've got an ancient phone. Everybody gives me a hard time about it. Apparently, even my phone gives me a hard time about it. Turn on, turn on. Oh my gosh, we might have to proceed without music today. We'll have to put it in the background later. That's one of the beautiful things about editing. Well, that's a little scary. It still won't turn on. I was just using it. Of course, that's how these things happen. Okay, so there we go. So, did our hip lifts while we were looking on our phone. Do a few more, just for good measure. And then we'll get into the meat of it. So, okay, so we did several of those. One more attempt at the phone. Come on, phone, wake up! Oh, let's see if a hard reset will work. This is kind of scary. Okay, there we go. Hard reset is working. Maybe. It popped on for a second. There we go. Alright, technology. Okay, so I'm starting to feel the burn there. I don't know about you guys. So, matter of fact, I was going to get the timer and everything, but I didn't do any of it. Okay, so let's start with our normal, the plank. So, let's do our normal 1 minute plank on our elbows, and I'll give you the 45-second updates. So there we go, starting. So clenching. Oh, yeah. I can really tell that I junked out on the carbs. Not only did I junk out on the carbs, I also wasn't in my nice cozy little bed, and so I wasn't doing all of my normal workouts. I was a naughty girl. So we're paying for it now. Oh, 15 seconds was up, by the way. We're at 30 seconds now. Alrighty, so clenching. Whoop, I let my tummy fall. Trying to keep that nice long line from your toes all the way up to your head. And there's another 45 seconds. And I let my stomach fall again. So here we go. And we are almost at our minute. And our minute is now up. The best thing about those is you're done when you're done. Okay, so let's do some push-ups real quick. So I'm going to do a couple of the standard push-ups on our toes, try and have really good form. My hands are right under my shoulders, and keep your elbows tucked is how they're saying you're supposed to do it. This is how we learned back in the old days. This is how we're going to do it now. Okay, so up in position, and we're going to let's do 5 if we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then I'm going to drop to my knees and do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty. Now come back, and we're going to switch to the diamond push-up. So you put your hands like this, right in front of your chest. And these are for your triceps. So here we go. Diamond push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just do 5 today. And sit back. Stretch out. Really, really, really trying to concentrate on getting the stretch in that back. Pulling the fingers forward. Leaning back onto your ankles. And bring it out. And then one hand goes on top of the other. Hand down, head between. Sitting back, feel that stretch all the way down your side. I really feel it from my elbows to my rib cage. This is where I feel the most stretch when I do this one. Either side. And again, other hand goes on top. Head down between. Feel that stretch. It's been a rough week having all of my indulgence and all of the carbs. Okay, and so now we're going to do like this and forward. Now my bed is very small, so I get to I can go like this on both sides of the bed. So if you're on a much bigger bed, which you probably are, you just keep your hand flat. The idea is to stretch the back of your shoulder blade here. So on the other side. So the shoulder blade that's on the ground is the one that's getting most of the stretch. So we're just holding these for a few seconds. Probably better to hold things longer. There you go. So now we're going to do our cat-cow stretches. So press your back down, chin up, sit bones to the sky to do a good cow. And now we're going to reverse that, arch all the way up, switch over to the cat. Oh yes, I can really feel that stretch today. So you kind of have to think about where you're stretching in order to get the full benefit of the stretch. I actually think about trying to separate my vertebrae. And now we're going to reverse it and go back to the cow. Sink it down, right between the shoulder blades. Pressing, sit bones to the sky, chin up, and reverse it for the cat. And pull up. Think about right in the rib cage, trying to, like somebody's got a rope tied around you, and they're trying to pull you up by your rib cage. And the rest of you is just hanging from that rope. So chin down, sit bones are down, rib cage is up. So now we're going to rotate a little bit, going through both positions. I'm doing counterclockwise first. It doesn't matter which direction you go first. And switch it and go the opposite direction. Just getting some good movement in that spine. Okay, and let's do a downward dog into our modified lazy cobra. I don't know what else to call it. So there we go. So ankles or heels are trying to press into the floor, head between your elbows, trying to get those sit bones to the sky. You should feel a stretch all the way down your hamstrings, especially back of the calves, and a little bit of stretch up front. Mostly I feel this in my legs. It's possible I'm not doing it entirely properly. I've never been classically trained in yoga. I should go to India and get real yoga lessons. I've never been to India. So holding that downward dog for a little bit. And I do this to not only get the stretch, but I do this to inverse, the gravity effects on my upper body a little bit. So that's one of the reasons I do this, is to get everything to go the other way for a little while. And so I saw a video where they go straight from this into motivational cobra. And so there we go, into the cobra type position. Though from what I saw online, this isn't really cobra. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to slip my feet off the edge of the bed, and so I can flex my toes, and we're going to do those back lift ups. Okay, and I'm going to do my butt clenches. You can see I'm clenching each side of my gluteus maximuses, and then I'm going to push up, and then I'm going to come down and move my hands a little and come up. And this is more of just a mobility exercise as opposed to a strength exercise. I mean, I suppose we're getting a little bit of strength in our arms. And then, I do the butt clenches to add to it. The original exercise, I was told to make sure your glutes are loose, which is one of the reasons I started this, is because then not only am I tightening, but I'm also loosening. So I can tell that I'm not clenching, at least not both of them at the same time. And I think it probably loosens up the joints a little bit in your spine, because you're kind of tipping back and forth a little teeny bit. Not a whole lot. I'm doing the little butt clenches. So I keep moving my hands until they're all the way out in front, and I'm just barely lifting off. And sometimes this is actually quite an intense stretch for me. Feeling pretty good today. So now we're going to walk the hands back. Keep going. I think we'll only do this once today. One complete set of the hand walking backs. Originally, I think I was supposed to do 25 of these, but she had me just going into this position 25 times. And so I modified it, and I don't know how many I do. I just do some. And let's come down, and let's do a better cobra. So hands are right under and press up. And this to me really is much more of a stretch than the other one. And it really works my triceps. This is a hard position for me to hold for very long. So this is, when I looked it up online, this is more of what the cobra really is. So this is a much harder move, if you ask me. And so we'll come down and we'll go back up and do one more cobra. And back up into cobra. I press my elbows down into the bed, as well as my palms, and, well, lifting my chest up, and wow, this really hurts. Okay, and come back down. And I'm going to go back into the modified child's pose for a moment, just to send that back the opposite direction for a second. So, as you know, the bridge, or, no, not the bridge, the wheel, that's right. I keep thinking it's the bridge because that's what I remember learning, is my new goal. And so we're going to do a couple of these. I hold them for 20 seconds, which is a long time. I don't know why I decided to do, or it's not even 20 seconds, a count of 20. So I put my hands, see, this is a big part of the exercise for me, is stretching this out. And so you kind of put your hand right under your shoulder blades, and I get my feet as close to my tushy as I can before I do this. And I've noticed when I've tried this, that this particular bed is a little slippery for me. So hopefully I don't slide too much today. So ready? And let's go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that was a slow count for me. And now I bend my wrists the opposite direction for a little while. Because, yeah, that's one of the biggest parts of this exercise, like I said, for me is bending my wrists that way. The things you take for granted in your youth. Like being able to do a proper back bend without your wrists giving out on you. Okay, so we did a little bit of wrist circles, and we're going to go up. We're going to do it again. I'm probably going to count faster this time. Okay, so here we are. And ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh, well, at least I'm able to get up. When I first started trying to do the wheel, aka back bend, last month, I could barely even lift myself. It was pretty pathetic. I felt pretty bad that I had let my physical health slip so much, because I used to be really good at them, and so it was quite the eye opener that I could barely even do one. I really couldn't. I couldn't lift myself. It took a couple of days of pushing to even get myself into that position. Okay, so let's do our third one. Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And come back down. Alrighty, and we're still rolling. Okay, so if you can't do the full back bend like I couldn't, hey, you can keep trying. Of course, always talk to your doctor before you try any of this crazy stuff. This is a pretty low impact, mostly stretching kind of workout, but you never know. I don't know your health. And so if you can't do the full wheel, this is the bridge position apparently. So you put your palms together, and you lift your bottom up off of the ground and kind of keep yourself parallel. Well, not parallel, just in a nice line from your shoulders to your knees, and hold this position. And that is a bridge. And one of the things is you're squeezing your shoulder blades together underneath to try to get a little bit of a stretch there. I feel it in my glutes. I kind of press my glutes up. I feel it in my thighs. So that's where I feel this pose. So that's a thing you can do if you don't want to do the wheel, aka back bends. So there we go. So now let's move on to some of those book turners. So here you lay on your side, palms together, and you're just gonna go across like this, and you're rotating your whole body with your arm. And this was a physical therapy exercise that I learned when I was having shoulder problems. 3 and 4 and 5, and there's got to be a better way to count. That's why music is good. 7, 6. You can just do measures. 8, 9, and 10. And we're going to try to do 20 because it's really not that hard of an exercise. 12. This is just a range of motion thing, mostly. 13 and 14. 15. It does get those little teeny muscles doing the stuff. 16. There's a lot of muscles in your back you don't know about. 17. 18. 19 and 20. And now I'll play peekaboo with you, and I'm going to do it on the other side. So reposition, get my all the way on the side. I'm doing my hands in the same position, and peekaboo. Here we go. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there, and 11, 12, and 13, 14 peekaboos, 15, 5 more, 6, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and close. There we go. Okay, so here we are, ready to do some, I call them froggies. I don't know what the other name is. They're kind of an inner thigh exercise. So you kind of put the soles of your feet together, and you're going to press up and then come back down, and press up and come back down. And these are really easy at first, and then they get hard kind of real fast today. So I think that was 5, 6, 7, we'll do 25, or maybe 8, and 9, 10, 11, and 12 froggies, 13, 14, 15, oh, 10 more, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 5 more, and 21, and 22, and 23, 24, and 25. And we're just going to go ahead and hold it here for a second. Flex those feet, kind of support your legs. Make sure they're getting a good stretch here. Reach as far forward as you can. Good stretch. And get ready. We're going to point our toes. I don't know if you can, I think you can see my toes. And flex. And point. Oh yeah. And flex. And point. Actually, this is a little bit of an exercise. And flex. And point. This gets this muscle right here, which I don't know what that's called. And then the calves and back when you go back and forth. And if you're like me, sometimes pointing the toes causes cramps. Not sure how to deal with that. Wasn't having that much problem last month, but this month when I'm pointing that right foot, it's wanting to cramp. So don't hurt yourself. If you feel it start to cramp, pull it back out. That's what I'm doing. So there we go. And we're going to do some ankle circles. Right now I'm doing them counterclockwise. As you noticed, I'm a counterclockwise girl. I always start with counterclockwise for some reason and do clockwise. Woo! So these don't cramp my feet as much as just the pointing and the flexing do. But boy, they make my coordination feel not as coordinated as I would like. Okay, and bring it down and grab your ankles. And we're going to do, this is kind of a butterfly pose. But of course we're on our back instead of sitting on it. So the soles of the feet together, and I'm kind of pressing down with my elbows to give myself a little bit of a stretch. So I'm pulling my ankles towards my body, and I'm pressing down with my elbows on my knees to kind of stretch out those inner thighs a little bit. There we go. Bring the legs together and back down. Okay, we're going to do a new exercise. I don't think we've done this one before. So you're going to lay it on your side like I am here. And the top leg is going to cross over, and we're actually going to lift the bottom leg. And this is an inner thigh exercise. That's 3 and 4, and we're going to do 20 of these. And it's a very small movement. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I've got my foot flexed. 19 and 20. So now I'm going to actually flip around rather than give you my backside. Though maybe you should see the backside. Okay, this time I'll flip it around the next time. Okay, so this way you can see what it looks like from the other side. So I'm laying down in that same position, and I'm going to flex the foot and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So that's a little bit of a challenging move. It's so small, but yet a little bit on the difficult side. Now let's do some more of that inner thigh exercise. So this, we're going to do kind of like the book turner, except now we're going to do it with our legs. I'm supporting my neck here. So you're just going to go here and back and here and back. So open and closed, open and close and open and close. And we're going to call that 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll do 20 of these too. 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel it right here in my hip flexor. 13, 14, 15. It's also a little here. 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So let's flip it over and do it on the back side. So again, I'm going to cradle my head, keep my neck position nice and neutral. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, do you feel it right here? 11, 12. I also feel it here. 13, 14, 15. 5 more. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm probably going to feel that in my glutes tomorrow. Okay, so we did a little inner thigh, a little hip flexor. We already did some of our push-ups with our hips. So we already did some of that. Let's do some toe taps. So hold your knees at a 90 degree. And you're just going to put, heel touches. So you're going to touch your heels down. And again, this is pretty easy when you start out. And then, of course, just like everything else, it gets a little harder the more you do. So we're going to call that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're just going to keep going for a while because I'm alternating feet. We need to do at least 40 of them in order to get 20 on each side. So we're going to say that was 12, 13, 14, 15. Now I'm starting to feel a little something. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And so it's just a little bit like doing a high stepping march, except much lower impact because we're on our back. But we're still getting these little teeny muscles right here, which is what we're mostly working out here. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to feel it a little bit right there. Not too bad, not too much of a burn. And actually, I'm feeling a little in my shins from holding this flex. So there we are. We're going to call that 40. And, and stretch it out real quick. Oh, there we go. So there we are. I think that's all we're going to do today. And we remember to have an amazing day. And today is the first day of the rest of your life. And the choices you make today may or may not, well, of course they will affect your future. It's just to the level they affect it. So keep that in mind when you're indulging in all of those treats like I did last week. Ooh, I'm paying for it now. Gotta pay the piper. Remember, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have your health, it doesn't mean anything. You can't buy your way to health, and when you're gone, you're gone. And so the only thing that we have in our lives is this corpus that we call our bodies, and it's our job to make sure that they are as healthy as they can be, because nobody else is going to take care of it for you. Unless you have some unforeseen situation, you're responsible for what you put into your own body. If you eat healthy foods, that's your choice. If you eat unhealthy foods, it's also your choice. My personal thing is I do eat some of those high calorie, high sugar, high fat treats sometimes, but I make sure I thoroughly enjoy them. And if I'm not thoroughly enjoying it, I stop. I actually threw half of a chocolate away the other day because it wasn't that great. It was just kind of oversweet. It was something I got on a plane, and I was in a foreign country, and so I thought I'd try it. And I actually didn't finish it. It was just kind of sweet. So anyhow, actually pay attention when you eat. Enjoy the food. If you're not enjoying the food, don't eat it. Life's too short to eat bad food. I mean, I don't enjoy that. No, I kind of do. I eat my oatmeal plain, and I kind of like the way plain oatmeal tastes now. It took a while to get that way because, I grew up putting cinnamon and sugar and butter and all that on my oatmeal, and now I just kind of eat it plain. But it does take some getting used to if you're used to putting all that stuff on. So anyhow, there's your lecture for the day. Have a great one, and I will see you tomorrow. Keep up the good work. You're doing awesome. Just the fact you're tuning in is a step in the right direction. So thank you, and signing off.